Hello and welcome. As part of my second video for this evening, I will be unboxing something very special that I've been waiting for quite a few years actually, a couple of years, 3 years maybe. I've enjoyed the art of Custodians and I've enjoyed the stories of the Thousand Suns and the Space Wolves, but now we finally get Book 7, Inferno, which is in this package right here. So I'm going to open it and we're going to have a first initial impressions, and then I'm going to go away and read it, and hopefully next week, not this Wednesday but next week, I'm going to be able to give you a full review. One thing to note is don't put your knife down there and press hard, because you will absolutely ruin your book. So that's a word of warning. They don't put a cover sheet on there or anything like that. They just shove your China book in a piece of cardboard and put a bit of brown tape on it for your £90. So just bear that in mind. That didn't sort of sound that negative in my head. Anyway, let's have a look. So Horus Heresy Book 7, Inferno. You've got your Sagittarium Guard there, you've got your Coronis, your Caladius, and you've got your Stormbird, and you've got some lovely scenery and the pyramids of Prospero. This is a massive book. It's I think it's the thickest book that they've ever brought out. I can tell you what, it's certainly the most expensive. It shot up from when they were first released. I think they were like £65, £67. Then they shot up to 74. I think they're now 74, 76. This one's 80. With postage, that's £89. You might as well just call it £90. And I'll do a separate video after the review of whether you think that's worth it and whether you would spend almost £100 on a single book for your hobby. But we will see. I've got to be very careful opening this. So it comes in this black leather-bound cover. No contents on the back or anything like that. Nothing. Smells lovely. I just thought I'd tell you that. If you had smell-o-vision, you'd smell sort of like rich, sort of papery leather tones there. It's got this wonderful picture on the top with these corner ends protectors. Straight away get a lovely picture of a mastodon and some space wolves jumping out, and lots of shenanigans going on there. Looks incredible. What I'll do is I'll just move the camera a bit so we can see the whole thing. There we go. Hopefully you can see the whole thing now. So Book 7. What do we have in Book 7, guys? Well, we have a nice selection of backstory. Forces of the Imperium starts with the Space Wolves at 72. We have the Prospero campaign with missions. Thousand Suns Legion goes on for 12 pages or so. Space Wolves go on for 14, and Talons of the Emperor goes on for 34. Then you have some Mechanicum rules as well. So there you go. So it's not going to be an in-depth review or anything like that. It is literally just going to be my first impressions. I've never seen this book before. I don't know the layout of it or anything like that, but I would have thought it's going to be similar to the previous books. My previous book, 6, I really enjoyed it. Wow, look at that artwork. Incredible. So all of this is obviously the Council of IKEA. And then we've got all of these, mustering host, and then this is that picture where people saw this sort of CAD designed sort of Stormbird, Thunderbird even, and they sort of said, well, hold on a minute, it's as big as a Stormbird, but it's a Thunderhawk clearly, because it's only got the one engine thruster, and it's got the Thunderhawk cannon on the top, and it's got a front ramp. My view on it is it's either a bigger Stormbird in resin, or it's a plastic Thunderhawk, a different type of plastic Thunderhawk. Maybe it's the Thunderhawk before the actual Thunderhawk, if that makes sense. So probably a little bit larger than a Thunderhawk, like the go-between between both of them. I could be completely wrong though, but that's my take on it. So a lot of backstory, some beautiful artwork, some Xiphon interceptors flying about. There you go. There's a nice Stormbird. I think you're going to see that a lot in the books. And then there's the front cover. And then there's this piece of artwork that was in the inside cover, but with full colour now. Little Land Raider Spartan. Some Terminators jumping out. Nice Leviathan Dreadnought. Good weapon selection, sir. And the Impossible Battle, Space Wolves. And they got these things coming out. Oh dear. Seeds of Heresy, like a couple of pages, and then you've got this. I think that would be a Dark Mechanicum Porphyrion. Forces of the Imperium. Here we go. So Space Wolves, nice Xiphon interceptor, just cruising along the shoreline there. Oh. I don't want to put too much pressure on the spine, so I'm going to hold it like this for a little moment. Lovely Leviathan Dreadnought there. And another Land Raider Proteus, I think. Armoured Proteus. So, beautiful artwork and presentation and quality, as you'd usually expect. With all the units. Love the sort of runic, sort of Viking-esque iconography. And you've got Sons of Horus. Custard Knight Porphyrion, there we go. And a nice Knight Lancer, and then a Warlord Titan, and then some more Titans. So Titans are involved quite heavily in this. You've got a couple of the new Legio Dreadnoughts. There we go, Custodian Kalanimi Velt, and an Achilles, a Coronis, Sisters of Silence. Wonder if you'll get to see there we go, there's their transport. Quite an odd shape, but I think it works quite well. Definitely fits in with their, you know, Sisters of Silence sort of null psyker. I think, and a beautiful picture there of the Warlord, incredible. Still don't understand why they drew him or even made him with the 8 Void Shields when everyone knows it's only got 6. Lovely picture there of a Warlord again. This has to be a lot of coverage for Warlord Titans. Leviathan. Some Space Wolves. So we still haven't got to the rules, guys. Still a lot of backstory and battles. Oh, I love their ornate Mechanicum Castellax. They're just so fantastic. There you go. So you got a 15th Legion, Apothecary. That just looks so ornate. You just don't want to destroy one of those, do you? Looks beautiful. There we go. Transport there for the Mechanicum. Some Domitar class. There we go. Lovely image with a little Titan guard. Prospero campaign. So you've got all the campaign rules, deployments, missions. Got 4 missions it looks like, and then you've got conclusion missions, and then legendary missions, and then you get the Space Marine Legion Army List Appendix. So the Crusade Army List Appendix, the Thousand Suns, Kind Shields, Quick Blood, you name it. I'll go into more depth on those with the review. The Ether Fire Cannons, the Osiron Dreadnoughts with Dreadnought Force Blades, so basically Psyker. Contemptor Dreadnoughts, and then you've got Castellax Achaea Battle Automata, Sekhmet Terminator Cabal, Kenatai Occult Blade Cabal, Amitara Occult Intercession Cabal, Azek Ahriman, there he is. Magister Sarmon, and then Magnus the Red, and then you actually have a picture of him right there. So that's fantastic. They've done a really good job. So shame we can't sort of see the front of him, but he'll be a stunning model when he's released, I'm sure. Age of Darkness Army List, Space Wolves. So here we go. So we've got everything here from preternatural senses to Fenrisian Wolves, Deathswarm Pack, Varagur Wolfguard Terminator Squad, Grey Slayer Packs, Gygor Fellhand, Varal Redblade, Priest of Fenris, and then Lehman Russ. There he is. Lovely bit of artwork. Weapon skill 9. He's got 6 wounds, 6 attacks. Looks pretty decent. 455 points. There you go. Plenty of nice rules. It's a shame they couldn't fit all of those rules on that page and then have that there, but you know, never mind. Because then you have to sort of like keep flicking, unless you want to memorise all of that. But there you go. Wolfkin of Russ. And then Talons of the Emperor, the section that I've been most looking forward to. Refractor Fields, Iron Halos, Prosadium Shields, Paragon Spears, you name it. So they've got a nice little war gear section here. Sisters of Silence, Vigilator Mistress Euphemia King, sorry. And then you get the list. So, Legio Custodes Shield Captain, 190 points. He's got 4 wounds, 5 attacks. That's pretty decent. Save 2+. We'll go through him in the review. Sisters of Silence, Oblivion Knight Centura, another HQ unit. So you can get an Oblivion Knight. Sisters of Silence, Excruciatus Cadre. Constantine Valdor, really looking forward to a model of him. 5 wounds, this guy. And he's got this Hypervelocity Bolter with a power blade that has molecular severance. I think the Emperor actually gave him that, but we'll see. Genesia Kroll. So you get a Legio Custodes Heterion Guard Squad, which all have the Guardian Spears. Then you have a Aquilon Terminator Squad. So it looks like we're going to get some Aquilon Terminator armour for the Custodes. You've got a Contemptor Achilles Dreadnought, which is a strength 10 in melee. It's got a Corvée Laspulsar. That's the weapon on it. Then you've got an Oblivion Knight Cadre. Custodian Guard Squad as your normal troops. Sentinel Squad. So your Custodian Guard Squad as troops, they have the spears, and your Sentinel Squad has the swords, and they consist of 3 each. So if you just got one Burning of Prospero box set, which has the 5 in, and you had 2 with swords and 2 with spears and 1 with a standard, you're pretty much out of luck. You'd have to buy another box set, and still they don't sell them separate, which is crap. And they're not even in the pre-order or anything like that. So you can pre-order the sort of Tartarus Pattern Terminators and the Mark III Space Marines, but there's no sort of way of getting the Custodian separate yet. And you've got Sisters of Silence Prosecutor Cadre, and then a Vigilator Cadre, and then you've got the Cronus Grav Carrier, Ballistic Skill 5 obviously, and it's got twin-linked Lastrum Bolt Cannon and twin-linked Arachnus Blaze Cannon. I love the colour scheme, I do like the black and the sort of brushed gold there. Then you've got the Sisters of Silence Charon Pattern Acquisitor, which is that, I believe. 12, 11 and then rear 10. Not amazing, but it does have this capture grid, and it has a Helion pattern heavy cannon array. And then you've got a Pursuer Cadre. Then you've got an Agamatus Jetbike Squadron, and then a Pallas Grav Attack Squadron. 85 points for a Pallas. We'll go through the rules in the review. Seeker Cadre, a Sagittarium Guard Squad. And they have this Adrastus Bolt Caliver, and you can put them in a Coronis if there's 6 of them. Then you've got a Custodes Caladius Grav Tank, and you can equip it with a heavy Arachnus Heavy Blaze Cannon if you wish. And then this is where the Contemptor Galatus Dreadnought is. Even though he's the one with the shield and the sword, he's in heavy support. I don't know why he wasn't in elites, but I'm not really complaining that much because it means you can have one in heavy and one in elites if you wish. Then you've got a Warlord Sinister pattern battle Side Titan. Don't know whether they'll make a new model for this, but we'll have to see. I mean, they might just add an extra upgrade or an attachment or something like that, and that goes over the carapace or over the void shields or over the weapons even, that that sort of makes it look a bit more like a Side Titan. Got some nice little rules here though. Particular this Crux anima, which has a death pulse, and it has the Sinistramanus Tenebrae and the antipathic Tempest and the Necro Tachika. But yeah, just a huge amount of words that you just can't pronounce, which is great. And again, it's got the 6 void shields despite it having physically 8, but there we go. Friend or foe, what's your take on it? I don't know. I mean, I know that he hasn't got a chance, that's what I know. Even with full pelt 3d6 sort of sprinting, he's not going to get out of the way, I'm afraid. But he doesn't look like he's in an attack pose, so I'll probably say he's a friend, but I'm quite worried about all these sort of stones raising up around him that seem to be taller than him, but that might just be because they're closer to the camera. Anyway, I'm sort of debating with myself about the physics of a completely made up picture on science fiction on 2 resin models, but there we go. Right, moving on swiftly. So lovely little bit of artwork there of a Galatus Dreadnought, and then we're on to the Mechanicum. So you guys that like the Mechanicum stuff, you've got the Secretary Titan Guard, which I do have 20 of the little buggers, so that will be great for me, and I'll be able to sort of get some more, and I've now got rules for them. So you've got the Peltasts and the Hoplites. The Hoplites, they're the guys with the little arc lances, these guys here, and the Peltasts are the guys with the galvanic casters that have, like, basically they've got the guns from Fifth Element. You've got loads of different firing options on them, even like an option to shoot at your own Titan and cover it. So that's brilliant. Then you've got this Secretary Axiarch, so it's an actual HQ for your Titan Guard, which is great, and I hope they make a model for him, but there we go. Then have we got any more pages in there? I don't think so. No. So then we've got a Krachnos assault tank. So the Krachnos assault tank, that's the one that sort of, you've seen pictures on the internet of it. It has the hazardous munitions, and it's equipped with this Krachnos mortar battery, which is this AP4 range 60 strength 5 weapon with 3 heavy 3, barrage, blast of 3, fleshbane, radphage, ignores cover and pinning. It's quite horrific, other than the silly AP4, but there we go. Then you've got a Vultarax Stratus Automata Maniple, quite a tough bit of kit. 4 wounds, toughness 6. Weapon skills only 3, but his ballistic skills is a decent 4, and he's got 3+ save. He's got some meaty little weapons as well, power blades and arc blasters with haywire, and all kinds of things. His fast attack, fly monstrous creature, and here he is, just a strafe and run on a little Land Raider. Then we got the Acastus Knight Porphyrion. I have seen the rules for this guy, and I think I went through them in the review. Nice to have his ballistic skills 5, front armor 14, 13 and 12. Got 8 hull points, which is crazy. I'll have to compare him to a Warhound Titan and things. And his weapons is this Magna Las Cannon, which is an Ordnance 2 weapon. So obviously if he's got the 2 twin linked ones, then he's got 2 shots there and 2 shots there, and they're both twin linked. So he's got the 4 shots that are twin linked, and he's got his Iron Storm missile pod. But you can just give him the Helios defense missiles, which boost it up to a strength 8, less range, but you get AP2, heavy 2, Skyfire and Interceptor. I would have liked to have those Helios defense missiles as better than a Heavy 2. Heavy 2, it just seems like it's just a normal tank or something like that, but equipped on this beast, I think a 3 or a 4 would have been superb. But there you go, 500 points, and he's Mechanicum Tagmata or Questoris only. So, and that sums up the sort of data sheets and things. So you've got all kinds of extra rules here, the layouts, the missions, so even more missions. So I think this book must have like 20 missions or so, probably more. And then you've got a nice little advert for the models. The newest on here obviously being Lehman Russ. No Magnus, bit of a shame. You release this beautiful book for sort of £80. You don't have Magnus, one of the guys that's in there. You have guys that are completely, well, not to do with this book, but there we go. And then you advertise all of the books, of course, including book 6, which is the last one. And then you've got all the stories too. So overall, very impressed. I'm more impressed with this one than I was with book 6. If you have a Space Wolf army for 30k for Horus Heresy, or if you have 1,000 Suns, or even if you have some some Custodian Guard or Sisters of Battle, then this might be for you too. If you have some Mechanicum and you want to add a Psi Titan in there, this is for you too. But there you go, this is definitely up my street, and I'm going to really enjoy reading all the backstory, because I think what happened, Thousand Suns and Space Wolves is just a really excellent story, and I loved every sort of bit about the Custodian Guard and Sisters in the books as well. So thank you ever so much for joining me for this first look at book 7. I'll definitely be reading it throughout the week and try and get you a review next week. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.